Alright, the first step to making a fire is collecting tinder. Dry pine needles work very well. So we're going to collect a lot of these. Dry grass also works very well for tinder. Actually a little bit better than the pine needles because it's a little bit more dry and it catches the ember a little bit more. So we're going to collect a lot of this too. Always make sure to collect a lot of things. Do not get skimpy, otherwise you may find yourself running around the woods searching for things while your fire goes out. We like to collect pine pitch. It's not required, but it burns really well. It's kind of like a sappy stuff. It's very flammable. It spreads the fire around a lot. The next step we need is kindling. We use skinny twigs that we break off trees because even twigs that are on the ground that seem dry can still be pretty wet. So we break them off felled trees, stuff like that. Pencil thin. You want them to be a decent size, not too short. And then these catch pretty well. And you also want them to snap off the tree. If they don't snap, don't use them because they're wet. You also need a medium-sized wood. Thumb size works pretty well, about as thick as your thumb. This is not quite a log, but more than kindling. This will just get the fire going a lot better, and then you can start adding the fuel. So again, thumb size sticks. After you got all your thumb size pieces, you can move on to the fuel. Fuel is about forearm size sticks or bigger. Bigger works. I mean, you can anything about this size. Alright, well now we have everything we need to get a good fire going. Got our hay for tinder, pine needles, and we got our pine pitch, a little bit of that. Again, pine pitch is optional, it just helps the fire burn. Then we got our twig size kindling, about pencil size. It can be a little bit bigger, it's okay. And then we have our thumb size pieces. Thumb size, it can be bigger. We snapped them off trees. You can find them on the ground, it's okay too. And then we have our fuel, which is about as thick as our arm. You can get it pretty much as big as you want with fuel. We didn't gather very much because this is just a demonstration. It really depends how long you want your fire going. More fuel, the longer the fire lasts, obviously. Alright, well we set our tinder in the middle of the fire pit. If you're not using a fire pit, you can just clear the grass away and make sure nothing's around to burn. And then we have our pine pitch in there, our pine needles, and we also saved a little bit of tinder. So right now, he's just building his little teepee around with his twig-sized kindling. You just keep going around, you should get a decent-sized teepee going. Also, there is going to be one open side of the teepee so we can get our hands in there and spark it and things. So you want to have the mouth of the teepee on the side that the wind is blowing, so the flames will blow into all of your wood. And you don't want to make a tiny teepee. A lot of the newbie mistakes are you make a tiny little tinder pile with tiny little sticks. You don't want to get skimpy. You want to use as much wood as you can find. Alright, well here's our little teepee we got set up. And now you can notice the mouth on there. Maybe you can't, I don't know. It's right here. It's on the side of the wind's blowing, so our flames will blow into the heavier side of the teepee. And right now he is going to set up some of our thumb size sticks around that. So we're going to make like a larger teepee around our smaller teepee basically, with the bigger sticks. Okay, so everything looks pretty good right now. So we're going to go ahead and light it up. Yeah. Alright, so now we're going to attempt to light the fire. We have a piece of char cloth here. It's good for catching embers from the Swedish Firesteel with custom handle. Pretty beast. Okay. So we set it in there.
You got some embers on there.
Alright, so we got a couple embers on there. It's catching a little bit. Alright. Now that we got some decent amount of embers on there, kind of close it in. Blow on it a little bit. We got a little fire started, so we're going to set it into our teepee with the rest of our tinder, and you can see that it flames pretty well. Blowing in it helps spread the flame. Okay, sorry about that. We got a guy on a tractor riding by. And you can see the flame is spreading to some of the smaller twigs. Yeah, you gotta get the charred tinder out of the way so the fresh stuff can light. Looks like it's spreading pretty well. It's kind of bright out. I don't know if you can see much of the flames. It is a little bit windy, which does make fire starting harder. But it does look like we're catching pretty well. You can see the fire is definitely spreading now. Got a good blaze going. And that is basically how we make fire with Firesteel. And now he's just going to set some of our bigger logs on there because the fire is going really well now. Oh, and then it does start to collapse in on itself, which is actually a good thing. So now we're just setting some of the larger logs on. So there you go.
And that is how you make a fire.
This will keep you warm when it's cold out, or you can toast some mallows.
With some hot doggos.